Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to The Good Feeling Life. My name is Talia. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I'm here to talk about the 17-second rule, something I have never shared about but use in my daily life, and it's an incredibly useful tool. So welcome, welcome. If you're joining me, let me know and drop an emoji for what you most feel like right now, and we'll just leave the interpretation up to whoever. So welcome. If you're tuning in, let me know. Today I'm here to talk about the 17-second rule. So first of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about law of attraction and a really quick overview of what it is so that you can fully understand the 17-second rule. So law of attraction is the law that like attracts like. Like vibrations attract like vibrations. Like moods attract like moods, which is why sometimes when you start off the day with something that goes wrong. You stub your toe, your alarm doesn't go off, you can't find something, you can't find your keys, and sometimes we have these days where that happens and then something else happens and then our gas light comes on and then this and then that, and pretty soon the day is almost feeling like a write-off. There's a reason for this. Hi Julie. Oh, you've got a devil and an angel today. Well, hopefully I'll bring out the angel a little bit. So that's how the law of attraction works, is that like attracts like. Hi Krista, a lazy day with all your sleepy emojis. Awesome. So that's why that happens, is sometimes that we have a day that starts off awful and it just keeps getting worse. And by the end of the day, we're either having a glass of wine or we're throwing in the towel saying, I am done with this day. There's a reason for that. There's a thing called the law of attraction, and what you put out and what you're feeling and what you're thinking is mirrored back to you all day long. So we use this law to create a life that we want, because if we think about that and accept that this is reality and accept that this is part of the human experience, this is how this energy works, then we really start to realize that what we think about shapes our day. So this can happen too in the good way. Sometimes we can have summers or periods of times or weekends where things are just awesome and it seems like everything is working out. And that too is law of attraction. So either way, hello Melissa, thanks for the heart. Either way, whether we're feeling awesome or we're feeling defeated or overwhelmed, law of attraction is always working. And right quickly before I get into the 17-second rule, this will help it make a lot of sense. You know how sometimes if something happens and it rubs you the wrong way, you could have an initial reaction like, why did she say that? Or why were they looking at me that way? Or did I mess that up? Or why did I say that? Hi Marina. And we can have a thought like that. And then if we go down that rabbit hole and we think, yeah, why did they look at me? You know what? Last week she looked at me like that. I wonder if it's because of this. If she thinks that she can, and very quickly our thoughts gain momentum. That's a huge part of what law of attraction is. That is what it is. That's another word for it, is momentum. So the way that sometimes you could have an argument with your spouse, those lovely arguments where they get really big really fast and you don't even know what you were even arguing about in the beginning, and pretty soon it's this big pile. Hi Sarah. That is law of attraction too. That is one thought compounding on another thought compounding on another thought, and pretty soon you're so frustrated and you don't even almost remember what the beginning was. You're just so in a fluster. That is law of attraction. That is momentum. So the negative thought momentum, or the anger momentum, or the resentment momentum, or overwhelm. Think of overwhelm. We can think of, we can be going about our day thinking, oh my goodness, we have a lot to do, and then we get one more thing we have to do, and it almost just goes, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then how is that ever gonna, I've been waiting for life to calm down, it's never gonna calm down, I don't know what I can do, and it gets out of hand really fast in our minds. And I own that. I do that too, but that is momentum. That is law of attraction. So we don't just use law of attraction to bring something into our life like abundance or the love of our life or a business. We do use it for that, but we don't just go to it to bring something into our life. It is how everything is working all the time. So now let's talk about the 17-second rule. This is so incredible, you guys. This can be used pretty much in any circumstance where you want to change the energy. So it can be used to bring in big goals, should be used to bring in big things that you have going on, whether it's dream clients or health or peace, clarity, ease in times of transition, whatever it is you're going for. Or if you just want to turn around a mood, you want to turn around a day. Maybe you're starting to get triggered and you're learning now that you don't want to start going down that rabbit hole. You don't want to start getting sucked in to the negativity that you can sometimes get sucked into. So sometimes you can use this 17-second rule in a time when you're starting to get triggered or starting to feel overwhelmed and you're like, no, I am a seeker. I am changing my life. I am learning better and I don't want to get sucked in because it leads me nowhere good. So this is where you can use a 17-second rule. And this 17-second rule originated with Esther Hicks. Hi, Dawn. Esther Hicks. Give me a thumbs up or a yes if you have ever heard Esther Hicks or know who she is. She's incredible. She teaches, she's the guru of law of attraction. I mean, there's a lot of them, but Esther Hicks is phenomenal. So she talks about a 17-second rule. And what this is that momentum multiplies after 17 seconds. Love Esther Hicks, Dawn, me too. Oh my goodness, so instrumental in my life and my life transformation. So the momentum picks up after 17 seconds. After 17 seconds of a thought, the law of attraction starts to notice it and kick in. That is the basis. And there's more to it. There's actually a 68-second rule as well that I'm going to get into, which is within the same thing. This is really how to use it. So after 17 seconds, momentum kicks in. So if you have a fear thought or you have a self-body hating thought and you focus on it for 17 seconds, that is when, according to the law of attraction and physics, that is when momentum starts to carry itself. It's the same momentum as a snowball rolling down a hill or an avalanche. There's a certain percentage, a certain calculation, basically, ratio of when the momentum of something almost like takes it away itself, right? There's a snowball. At the beginning, it takes a lot of work to start getting it rolling, but then depending on how much snow there is, pretty soon there's a tipping point where it will roll down the hill itself. Pardon me. That is the 17-second rule. And for everything like a snowball, it might not always be 17 seconds, but the 17 seconds is when the snowball of thoughts creates a momentum of its own. So if you start thinking a thought for 17 seconds, the law of attraction starts to kick in, starts to match that thought and bring you a similar feeling thought. So if you are angry and you are thinking about your man and that annoying thing he did, and you focus on it for 17 seconds, pretty soon a new thought that mirrors that thought will come, like, yeah, and last week he did the same thing. And then if you focus on that, a new thought will join it. Like, what the hell is he even doing? I've talked to him about this. And then now all of a sudden he doesn't even listen to me. That is momentum. So of course we can use it in the positive direction. If you think of a really joyful time, something that just brings you contentment and ease, it could be celebrational, like the day you gave birth to a child, or it could have been that summer day listening to music in that perfect conversation, the smells in the air. If you can go to a good feeling thought, no matter what it is, and you sit in it for 17 seconds, of course, it doesn't matter if you sit in it for longer, but this is just science. This is physics. According to law of attraction, 17 seconds is how long it takes for another thought to match it like that. So you might start thinking of a really good time, and then after 17 seconds, a thought of gratitude comes in, or a thought of appreciation for somebody else, or some other dynamic. Or maybe all of a sudden you're thinking about that good time, and then you get a bigger thought of how thankful you are that you moved to this place, or that you did that adventure, or that you have great friends. So we think a positive thought, for 17 seconds. And another thought like it joins. So this is where it gets really powerful. This is where you become a deliberate creator in what you want. And you can think about anything. You can be picturing a successful business, or you in your most ideal body, or you with clarity and flow, you with no anxiety, with just grace and good feelings and a sense of control of your emotions. You could picture yourself with the love of your life, or with children, or walking down the aisle, or whatever it is that you want. And you can do this every day, all the time. I do this all the time. So just when you're experimenting with it, just pick something that feels good, that you're going after, something you want more of. And go to that place for 17 seconds, and you will notice after that time, a feeling washes over you, like you're no longer trying to think of this thing, you're now just there. And that's as little time as it takes. So to take this another step farther, and to actually create maybe a routine or a new habit or a manifestation tool that you can bring into your everyday life. So first of all, what I'm going to recommend is, first of all, you can write this down. I'm just going to explain how you can make this a routine and explain what the 68-second rule is. This is very important. So stay here for this part. So after 17 seconds, momentum starts to build, right? And then we want to take that a step farther. So try to do this once a day, or once every couple days, or when it calls to you, or just right now after you get off this. After this live. So get into a place of a high vibe. Usually what I like to think of is either a high vibe emotion, like remember that it's always worked out before. Remember that I've had, I'll sit there and I'll think, I've had times where I was so confused or so at like a dead end, and now I realized it was actually a detour in the right direction. I learned so much. I always have figured it out, even in times when I've had less money. I've always pulled through somehow. I go to a feeling or a thought that creates relief, and all I'm doing here is getting to a high vibe place. So it doesn't matter what you think about. The other things you could do is put on a dance tune. If it's like Pharrell's Happy, or you have a song that makes you want to dance, or you could do a quick yoga flow, or you could just get up and do some jumping jacks, just woo, woo, whatever you need to do to get yourself just into a slightly high vibe place. You don't want to enter this exercise in a low vibe place, because then you're trying to talk yourself into it, which you got to go into it feeling good. So do whatever you need to do to feel good. Think of a good time, go to a place of gratitude, remember that life is always working out for you, that it always has worked out for you, a place where you maybe could feel a little bit of relief, a little bit of just here now. I'm not in fear, I'm feeling good. So that's the first step. Get to a high vibe, relaxed feeling place. And then second, I want you to use the 17-second rule. So I want you to go to a place where you're thinking about something that feels good, something that you want to call in, a moment where, say in your life, you're just trying to call in laughter and good friends, or more time of ease, less stress. Just go to a place in your mind where that was happening. A concert sitting on the grass with your friends, or a road trip you took where it's like, yeah, that stuff. That's what I want to call in more of. If you're thinking of money, think of, if you're trying to call in abundance and money, think of a time when you felt financial ease. Maybe a vacation that you brought a good amount of spending money and you felt like this is awesome. Or the last time you got an unexpected check in the mail, or a rebate, or your tax return, or some time when you got like a lump, or any time that you felt at ease with money, and kind of go there. If you can, picture yourself in the future with less, with total ease of money, booking trips, feeling good. If you're trying to call in something to do with your business, picture the energy of your ideal client, what it feels like. So go to this place for 17 seconds. And you can set a timer if you want. It's okay if it beeps and you go check your phone and then go on. You can still stay in a high vibe place, or you can just roughly, feel out 17, 20 seconds, at least 17. So go to that place. If you set the timer will beep and you kind of open your eyes. And then set a timer or go back in for 51 more seconds. So this brings you to the 68-second mark when the end of this part is done. So if you don't want to set a timer, make sure it's just at least 17 seconds, because that's how long it takes. If it's more, that's great. But then if you do set a timer, know that after those 17 seconds of thinking about it, the law of attraction is starting to activate. It's starting to notice, okay, we're putting significant thought on something. This is something that she wants to bring in. This is something she is on board with. She is in the energetic match now for abundance, for health and happiness, for a healthy body, whatever it is. Okay, so the universe is going noted. And now if we go back into this for 51 more seconds, with more detail and more emotion. So we've got the first bit sort of, okay, we're at the concert with friends, or okay, we're on the phone with our dream client, or okay, our bank account says, $100,000 in the plus, or whatever it is. We go to that place and then we go back in for 51 more seconds with more detail. So now we are not only going into our bank account that has $100,000, but we're picturing what we would do. The excitement of the tax return, or the realization you made $40K this month, or the 10 new clients, or when you get on the scale and it's a really healthy number, or you put on pants and you feel great, or you just are in a place of time with ease with friends and you're not stressed about work and everything's feeling good, or you're with your soulmate and now you can start to smell your soulmate. You can look and see how handsome he is or beautiful she is, and you can be in more detail. So if it's ease and abundance, you're now on the beach. You can feel the waves. You can feel the wind through your hair and the sand in your toes. You've got yoga booked for later, or a cool excursion for tomorrow where you're going scuba diving or snorkeling or to a retreat, whatever it is that you would do with that money. So go back in for 68 more seconds with a more vivid, more detailed, more emotion-based feeling. What is that going to feel like? What is the relief going to be like when that's there, that clarity's there? So after the 68-second mark, this is when law of attraction starts bringing you more of what you want. This is where the universe connects with you. So the universe connects with you through law of attraction. It's energy, it's momentum. So you start placing that thought for 17 seconds and the universe starts going, hey, okay, cool, I'm noticing, you're on board. This is what she wants more of. And then you go back in with detail, with emotion, with smells and senses as much as you can. Just do your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. Try to be, the most important thing is to try to stay in the emotion. Try to not get distracted, and it's a practice, right? It's totally fine. Sometimes I'm on my yoga mat and I all of a sudden realize I'm thinking about dinner and I'm like, okay, back. Doesn't mean my yoga is wasted. So if you get distracted for a second, just come back. The practice is to try to focus distracted, I guess, or like with focus for 17 seconds, and then with focus and emotion for 51 more seconds. And the more times that you can do this, the faster and more at ease law of attraction will be able to bring you all the things you want. If you're not going after specific things, or if you have a hard time energetically getting on board with lots of money or the love of your life, because maybe you carry beliefs around money being hard to make or you being unlovable, but you want to get through these beliefs, just picture yourself happy. That's all you need to do. The universe knows what will make you happy based on your other thoughts and emotions. So just picture yourself happy. Sometimes I just visualize myself waking up with like nothing to do, just slippers, cup of coffee. I'm not stressed. I'm in the moment. I'm drinking lemon water. Just go there. Just go to your happy, peaceful place. If you don't want to focus on one thing, or if you're having a hard time focusing on one thing, just picture ease, picture fresh air, or being in some Airbnb somewhere with a good friend or alone, and just go to somewhere easy and use the law of attraction to create what you want. I really hope this has served you. What you need to do with all this stuff is take it in and hear it and then try it. It's the trying, it's the practicing. That's the inspired action part of this, is doing it, just trying it. Got 17 seconds to change your life? Do you have 51 more to really kickstart it and have it come faster and with more ease and flow? Try it. 68 seconds in total. And every 17 seconds, there's a momentum that's built. There's a momentum that's built. It gets easier. It gets more fun. It gets more vivid. It gets more like all of a sudden one day you'll be doing it and your heart will be beating. And you realize, whoa, I just really got into that. That is the gold, friends. When you can get into it, it starts to be created. Try it and watch it happen fast. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in with me today. Thank you for being a seeker who is ultimately finding her love and light, sharing it with the world by just being the best version of you that you can be. So thank you for tuning in.